You already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Russell Jr. have accepted $1.5 million. Oh yes, $1.5 million that Devin Haney said, I will send it to you. We could fight for this much money. First, a couple of days ago, Gary Russell Jr. said, nah, let me get $2 million. Let me get 500 beans more. Overpricing himself, they say. But then Gary Russell Jr. came along and said, you know what? Let me get that 1.5, young buck. Let me get that 1.5. But you know, it sounds great that these young fighters, the Devin Haney, if he gets this fight, big, challenging fight. A fight that is like what? That we don't know if he's going to lose. We don't know if they're going to put him the favorite or the underdog. We got Ryan Garcia fighting Luke Campbell. We got Teofimo Lopez fighting Vasyl Lomachenko. We got Gervonta Tan Davis fighting Leo Santa Cruz. All these young guys are actually challenging themselves for their next fight. These type of fights that could go either way. These type of fights that the fans want to see how they're going to grow or they're going to overcome. A fight that engages them. Devin Haney versus Gary Russell Jr. You already know Lomachenko beat Gary Russell Jr. So we're going to gauge that fight because that's the way the boxing world works. We gauge when you have an opponent engage him, just like Samuel Vargas fought Virgil Ortiz. But we was thinking about, let's see if he could beat him the same way that Earl Spence beat him. And then that's where they gauge where Virgil Ortiz is at. I know it's an unfair analogy, but that's the way boxing is. Y'all already know that Gary Russell Jr. did lose to Lomachenko. He did lose. And that was, for me, probably the most impressive win of Lomachenko, in my opinion, because the skill level that Gary Russell Jr. brings to the table, hand speed, power. We already know he got a couple of his hands. It's probably Brillo. It's not like it used to be. But that's a good fight for Devin Haney to see where actually Devin Haney is at. Where Devin Haney is at. Because we haven't seen him with a fighter ranked in the top 200 overall. I'm not talking about sanctioning bodies. I'm talking about overall. He has not fought anybody that's in the top 20. But you know what? This is the chance right here. All these fights in the fourth quarter of this boxing year is very, very special. I like it, ladies and gentlemen. I like it. All praises go out to this young era because they probably doing what the prime era is not even doing. Buck Crawford, who's his next opponent? Kell Brook. Anyway, Gary Russell Jr., get this fight done. You know, get this fight done. Devin Haney, if it's $1.5 million, we don't want to hear it's going to be 1.4. We don't want to hear 1.3. Make the fight happen. He said he's accepted, send the contract, just like I was saying, yo, Buck Crawford, send the contract to the Keith One-Time Thurmans of the world. Send the contract. Let's make this fight happen. Let's elevate each other. Let's elevate this young group of fighters that's going to be holding it down, who's going to be the evolution of boxing. That's going to be in the forefront of the sport of boxing. Woo! Fimo Loma, Gary Russell, Devin Haney. Nice. I like it. Good move by calling Gary Russell Jr. out, Devin Haney, and good move by Gary Russell Jr. by accepting it. I like it. Let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment at the bottom. Let me see if it's not clout. I hope it's not clout. We've been having that too much in the sport of boxing, that clout stuff. Y'all already know. Shout out to Wash Heights. Wash Heights, you already know, New York City. Shout out to my boy Chicken. Shout out. Good shirt. Thanks. I like it. So y'all already know, man. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Get my updated videos. Love y'all. God bless. God first. Everything second. Fight plus Survive equals true champions. Y'all already know the best investment. Have God in your heart. Have God in your life. Build that relationship. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.